Hi there, beautiful souls. Welcome back to Tuesday's Talk with Grada. So happy to share with you a really great story about Tania, one of my clients, who came to me because she was perpetually tired and had a tight knot of a nervous ball of tension in her stomach. So Tania was like an executive person in the corporate world, and she was a high flyer, but she was always feeling a lot of tension in her body, like a lot more tension than she should have, because like she was living a life where all her ducks were lined up, and yet she constantly had this niggling nervousness in her body and so on. And so she sought out my help because she was ready to do deep inner work, and somebody had recommended me to her. So when I started to work with Tania, I discovered that she was carrying something in her body that wasn't hers. It actually belonged to her mom. And so Tania was in the mid-30s, and the interesting part was that her mom had died earlier, so her mom had passed on earlier, and yet Tania was still carrying energetic blockages inside her body that didn't belong to her, that belonged to her mom. So if you're listening to me today, we're going to do a quick tune-up at the end of this session, but I just want to explain that this is a very true thing that often happens to people, that our bodies and our progress, our success, our relationships, our health and our wealth can be blocked by energies in our body that don't belong to us, and they belong to our ancestors. So in Tania's case, it was very easy for me to find because she had her mom's issues in her tissues. And there were lots of reasons for that. I've written a little article so you can read it as well if you want to understand a little bit more about it. So even this morning when I was working with a very lovely client who had recently lost her mom, and she, a couple of years ago, she also lost her husband, I found that what was stopping her recovery from all those traumas was that she also had her husband's energy still in her body and her mom's energy. So basically what it means is it's your own nervous system is overlaid, like you're wearing a jumper, you could say, or a coat or a scarf or something that doesn't belong to you. It's choking your own energetic body, and we need to dissolve it and delete it for you to feel free and energized again, for you to literally feel yourself. So if you are listening to me and recognize some of this in your own life, that you think, well, actually there are days in my life that I get up and I just don't feel like I am myself, or I have hours in the day where I don't feel like I'm myself. I don't know what's overcome me. I'm just feeling I'm feeling irritable, or I'm feeling disconnected, or I've lost my joy. I don't know who I am. And that's all very true. I don't want you to ignore those feelings or be dismissive of it, because that's a warning sign that something in your life is out of alignment. And if you literally do carry other people's energies in your body, it's very hard for most people to get rid of it by yourself. And the truth is, you don't have to do it by yourself, because, you know, we were created as humans. We are wired to help each other. We have to rely on each other's help most of the time. And so I seek help from Pete, my hubby. He gives me a tune-up regularly. And I also connect with coaches around the world as well, like coaches and healers who can help me, who can dissolve things from my nervous system at different times as well. So with Tania, so she was holding her mom's pain, I'll just call it pain for lack of a better word, in her solar plexus. Now the solar plexus, which is in your tummy, that's also the center of like your own relationship with yourself, how you look at yourself, your will, where a lot of your achievements come from, how you show up in your community. And you definitely don't want to have an energy block there. It also interferes with your digestion, and it only took me 5 or 10 minutes to completely delete it, dissolve it, for good. I checked in with the children because it was like a DNA thing. Then if it's an ancestral thing, it often goes down the DNA. So I was also able to clear it from her children, working through Tania. And she immediately felt a huge difference, as if a light bulb had gone on inside her body, or as if the sun had come out behind the clouds. So then she was able to, get on with her life and just receive regular tune-ups for me. So that's basically how energy works. Everything is energy. I see everything is energy. And let me just explain it to you how that works. If you look at yourself, you basically see yourself as a bundle of something like 50 trillion cells. It could be more, right? But let's say 50 trillion cells all working together. Now, if you look at one cell and look under a microscope, you can see that each cell has an atom. That's the smallest part. And then the atom can be further divided up by what we call subatomic particles. And then what scientists discovered was that those particles are just space or light or energy or information. It's all the same thing, different words for the same thing. Spirit, if in the religious world it's called spirit. In the science world it's called energy, or some people call it space. And some people call it information. So I want you to know it's all the same thing. So basically, if we took all the space out of every human being, like 8 billion humans, you can fit us, all of us, in the size of a sugar cube. That's how much space. We basically all space. And so people like who do work like me, so I work as a results coach and an intuitive healer, I can see very, very quickly where there's a kink in the cable, like when people come to me or I connect with them over the phone. Straight away I can see or feel, okay, that's something is going on there. I just feel that there's a kink in the cable. And then I determine what the energy block is made of. What are the ingredients of that energy blockage? And a lot of the time, more often than not, it's something to do with the ancestors. I also see that in children. So like if children are always disruptive or fidgety or uneasy in their body, and you know that something is out of sorts. Many parents who've worked with me have seen the miracle happen in front of their eyes, right? So I usually will say to them, to the parents, okay, I found something and this is connected to your mom. I'll say that to the mom, or your dad, or your grandmother, or whatever. And then the story comes out, but we don't even need to know the story. But of course it's interesting because this is your own history, right? This is part of who you are. So if you do know some of the history, that makes it even more interesting, right? So you can say, oh yeah, that fits because my mom had polio when she was 8 or something like that. And then I'm working with the grandchild, and the grandchild might have a hip issue today, right? So that's an easy example for you to explain. But of course, most examples are a lot more subtle than that. They will just show up in behaviors or emotions or issues in the tissues that are disruptive, that causes the child hurt and pain and difficulty at school or in their relationship. So this can start as early as babies. So with my grandchildren, pretty much all of my grandchildren, the second they're born, I already scan their energy for energy blocks, and I clear it. I ask the parent permission if I can clear it. And so my grandchildren have had a good start in life, and I constantly always keep working, of course, with my grandchildren, because each one has their own energetic pattern, right? So I remember one grandchild, when she was born, I saw this stuckness around her heart center, and in the front and the back of the heart, by the way. And now that she is 7, it's still there, but I can clear it very easy a lot of the time. But the thing is, she's very, very chatty and happy and friendly, But at the same time, the parents and I know that her deeper meaning stuff, she doesn't want to talk about. She literally keeps it close to her heart. And she would have a tendency to close her heart off, even though normal people wouldn't see it because she is so friendly and chatty. And actually, when her grandmother died last year, she said, "Let's never talk about grandma again." That was her reaction. Let's never talk about her again. And so I had a conversation with her and her parents as well. We made sure that, you know, the energy around that painful topic is healed. And her little sister, when she was born, I could immediately see that she had an energy imprint around her bladder. So her behavior is completely different. And bladder is to do with, you know, with your boundaries, with fear, with feeling terrified. And I can't remember exactly now what I traced back to. I think I traced it back to one of her grandparents on her father's side. And so this is just really interesting because I want you to start living your life with a really deep appreciation for who you are, for the complex, amazing, beautiful, miracle creation that you are. And there is so much more to you than meets the eye, and nobody teaches you about this. And you are basically a walking history book. And if you have stuckness and struggle in your life right now and things that always trip you up, that is definitely the root causes don't come from you. They started before you came into the body, right? They have come into you from your ancestors. Sometimes we have to look in past lives as well, if you're open to that. And then, how do I know it works? Well, I know it works because the second the energy is gone, you feel so free, you feel light, you feel like your original self comes out. And some people have never even experienced how good that feels. And then you leave, and then your relationships start to flow, you feel more loving. All the hard work, it takes all the hard work out of your life. It would be the equivalent to do 100 years of mindset work, and then you still might not love yourself after doing 100 years of, you know, positive mindset work and all the rest. So I'm so happy that I learned how to do all this. And I learned how to do all this because I had a lot of ancestral pain in my body myself. And so in the back behind me, you can see how I've written 3 books about my life. And so like each book goes into a different section of my life. So as I discovered things, I took lots of notes, and then eventually I put everything together in a book. So the books are really contain lots of stories. In fact, it's just all one big story. So it's not written, my books are not written as self-help books like do this and then do that and then you get your cake comes out of the oven, right? It's written in stories. And as you read those stories, something in you starts to shift. You start to connect with your own soul and with your own inner being, and you start to connect with yourself at a much deeper level. So I hope that you understand how important it is to start looking at different aspects of you so that you can feel freer and lighter and find it easier to tap into your own light and have the results that you want in your life. And I just thought I might take you to a short meditation, so it's not just all talk, but to bring you back into a deeper connection with your true self. So your true self, your true essence, is of course in every cell of your body, and it's in your energy field around you as well. But it's like your body, it has a very condensed energy of your true self that sits like a core, like say a swimming pool noodle. It goes through the top of your head and it follows your spine, and then it connects with the ground, you could say. So if you are able to bring your attention to the back of your body, it's much peaceful and much more calmer there and much more organized and empowered. Whereas out the front of us lives anxiety. The energy is more scatty, more anxious, more nervous, more stressed, more you experience all the scarcity in the energy out the front. So today let's just see if we can tap into a different type of energy that's calmer, and where you feel safe and centered, and especially where you feel very, very still. So stillness is absolute key. If you can get to, like people would call it, 0 point, that's a point of stillness, you can completely recreate a new life from there. So that's in fact the whole purpose of deep meditation. So I'm just going to invite you to close your eyes. If you're safe and not driving, okay, and just feel how heavy your eyelids are. And then feel a sort of slight pressure here behind your forehead, that's your third eye. Maybe you can imagine like indigo, blue or purplish looking ball of energy behind your forehead. And just allow your body to relax. You can't do this wrong. And just watch the purple blue energy spread out and become more spacious and more open. Then you feel the weight of your shoulders. Then suddenly you feel the heaviness of your bottom on the chair and your feet on the floor. And now you're starting to relax. So now for the next few seconds, I want you to come back up into the center of your head. And just imagine your eyeballs are in the back of your head now, like quite a long way from where they are, more stuck towards the back of your head. And that's really the first chamber where it's very still and spacious. Just explore the energy there. It's the energy of deep perception, seeing beyond the superficial, seeing beyond the natural, developing your senses of the multi-sensory being that you are. And then you can drop towards the back of your heart. Imagine your heart is a really big center that fills your whole chest. It's like your center of unconditional love. And I want you to just focus on the section towards the back of your heart. And again, it feels very still there, it's not much movement. And just enjoy that feeling of peacefulness and tranquility and harmony that's always there. It doesn't matter how bad your circumstances are, these energy centers never change. Nobody can enter them and shake them up. They are always pristine, intact and whole, ready for you to find them and rest inside of them. And then I want you to go back further down towards your sacrum. And your sacrum, that is short for sacred bone. It's a sacred bone structure. It holds the energy that creates your sanctuary, the sanctuary of your soul. It protects your womb space, or your whole pelvic area. If you're a man, your power center is in there too. And this is where the universe is docked in, where it connects with you, and it's your center of receiving. So it's not a center of giving out, it's a center where you can receive energy. And when we think of the universe being docked into you, like as a dock, a ship that's docked, I want you to think of the universe now as a much bigger place than you've ever thought about. So everyone in your life who's passed over, they haven't gone anywhere. They've just crossed over into the invisible realm. Their energies are there, their attention is there. Then you can think of all of humanity, you can think of the Creator, you can think of the animal kingdoms, the tree, plant kingdoms, Mother Nature itself, helper beings, other realms that we don't know about. Everything is there to support you. Everything that you're looking for is here already. And this is allowing you to tune up and tune into all of that. So just to feel that center inside your pelvic area expand a little bit. So your capacity to receive grows a little bit. Just enjoy that feeling of expansion, of being home inside your body, being taken care of. Everything in your life is taken care of already. Just feeling that everything is organized, everything is in order. And just allow yourself to enjoy that feeling of deep peace and connection. And you can stop the video here, if you're watching it later on, come back and do a replay and watch the meditation again. And you can just sit there, allowing yourself to receive more and more, and really restore your organs, your systems, your immune system, your nervous system, every cell of your body, every space of your body, with infinite love and light and consciousness from the universe. So then you can bring your attention back up all the way towards the back of your body, back towards the back of your eyes. And then you can come back in the room and still noticing the energy inside your body. So keeping one eye inward and one eye outwards, so that you're protected from the busyness in life and not immediately get your attention hooked into all the things around you. So that's just giving you a little taste of how you can tune into your inner core self. Another word of that is your original self, your essence, the light that you are. This is the place where all healing comes from. And not just all healing, but also prosperity, your health and your wealth, right? So wealth building is a separate topic, but it's very, very important as well for you to thrive in this world. You need adequate finances, so everything is coming from the same place. And there are different rules in the country of surviving. So if you have spent a lot of your life in struggle and surviving mode, you have to learn new rules to enter the country of prosperity, because it's like that country, that territory operates under a new set of rules. So I work with my clients to understand how they can make progress and really start to prosper inside their own bodies, and also in the circumstances as they begin to change, as a reflection of my clients doing their inner work. So hope you enjoyed this video, and hope you felt a little bit of a shift when you were doing the meditation with me. If you please go back to the meditation, maybe before you go to sleep, and just pause, because I don't have much time when I do these sessions. But I just like to share something with you every week, just to connect with my clients, with my community, with people, random people even, just to help you have a little bit of space outside of your normal, ordinary world and connect with your inner being, so that you can come out feeling really refreshed and restored, and it doesn't take much time. So thank you everyone for tuning in. Let me know if you have any questions or any urgent issues that you're struggling with, and I'm here to work with my clients every Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday. I'm available. I'm also available over the phone. A lot of coaching and healing sessions are done over the phone today, and it works really, really well. So distance, of course, is doesn't matter how far away you are. So thanks for tuning in, everyone. Hope you all have a really, really good week. Take time to rest, find some still points in your life, and I look forward to being with you again next week. Bye for now.